I called police and campus security, so both of them were involved. And the one thing that I remember from that night was being discussed that maybe she just really likes rough sex. And I think it was from that moment that you realize that the justice system really isn't the justice system.
In 2005, Tara Muldon was an 18-year-old first-year university student. She says she was raped by an acquaintance. Charges were never laid, and her world spiraled.
There's so much that happens when you are traumatized like that. And for me, it was with me all the time. It was, my family was impacted. My relationships were impacted. Everybody had this sort of like answer that I should continue to move on in life.
The reality that traditional justice would not be a part of her story, Tara took an unlikely path: forgiveness.
From there, it was only supposed to be a few workshops, but it grew, and people wanted to talk, and people then would come with stories that are unimaginable and would find forgiveness.
Tara is the brainchild behind this, the FU Forgiveness Project, a space for other survivors. But Tara also does outreach work with jailed sex offenders.
I had one young man come up to me after who had some pretty graphic charges around sex trafficking, and came up to me after and he said, I had no idea what I was doing to her was what was done to you. I had no idea that sex trafficking was considered rape. It was like something had went off in his head. And even to have one of those stories for me keeps us going.
At Simon Fraser University, the Center for Restorative Justice describes it as violent offense mediation. Have you ever seen restorative justice work in a sexual assault case?
Absolutely. Many cases where the woman walks away, or the man, feeling much stronger. Because what they describe is that to confront the person that's harmed them at a very deep level is empowering.
Our CityNews investigation exposed a broken system. There have been many suggestions on how to fix it, including special sexual assault courts, free legal services to complainants, as well as this concept of restorative justice. Do you think that restorative justice is a missing component?
I do think restorative justice is a missing component. I'm not saying that jail is not the answer. When the word forgiveness comes up in sexual trauma, it's not always safe. Like, I know that people don't, it's not always the answer, and it's not what I'm suggesting. I'm not saying we just forgive everybody, but I think the biggest thing is I don't know what the answer is, so I'm doing what worked for me.
Now, this concept of restorative justice is based on Native healing circles where both sides are brought together. And this is not a solution that would override the justice system, but proponents say it can go a long way towards healing. We'll have details on how to access the Forgiveness Project on our website, citynews.ca.